Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to this episode of our Halos in the Infield podcast. Coincidentally, the President of the United States is giving his State of the Union, so it's only fitting that we talk about the State of the Union of the Angels. All that and more up next.
You are watching the Halos in the Infield podcast. From everything Halos to full series recaps to upcoming series projections for the fans by the fans. Enjoy the show.
All right. So for some it worked, for some it didn't right there. So, hey, everybody, welcome into the show. I'm Todd Fox, joined along with the Lone Star Halo. How you doing, my friend?
Good to be back. I will say this to anyone who's listening or even watching on the video side, if I got to mute myself for a bit or if I got to cut the camera. So I was sick like 3 weeks ago, and now I got all that gunk. Todd, you've been sick before. You know how like the last thing to go is always that cough and like the gunk getting it up. So I'll spare you guys that. If I mute myself or I turn the camera off for a couple seconds, you know what's up.
There you go. Well, he gave you a fair warning. Hello, everybody over there on Instagram too. So as we get started tonight, I just want to let you guys and gals know out there, we're going to talk a lot of Angels baseball, but not inside the lines, which we would love to talk about. But we have to talk about our fearless leader, El Capitan himself, Arte Moreno, and sticking his foot in his mouth once again. And now you know why he doesn't talk much. Not only it's the lisp with a but also the fact that when he does open his mouth, dumb things tend to come out. So we will talk about that. And stay tuned late in the show. We've got stadium news. I've got an update on the crucial big city Anaheim going after Arte and what is going to happen and what particularly could be at stake. So with that being said, Fernando, start us off.
Well, Todd, I got to ask. So I'm wearing the spring training hat. I want your honest opinion. What is your opinion on this year's spring training hats? Let me also know in the comments. You guys like them?
I like them. I like them a lot, actually. It's last year they were just very, very plain.
Yeah, they just had that patch.
At least it went with some creativity. So yes, I do like it.
Yeah. No, I actually like the cactus on the side. You know, it's different. You know what I mean? It's every year it's always, here's a patch. And the Angels hat's like the most plain one of all of them. This is still plain, but I mean, at least they mix it up a little bit.
Hey, by the way, real quick, Dugout Talk says, are the Angels broadcast or is this broadcast affordable? So compared to our Halos, yes, it is. It's free.
Yeah, it's free for you guys. By the way, because it is free, I think we should get our yard work out of the way. Do us a favor, guys. Thumbs up the stream, thumbs up the thing. Helps us against the YouTube algorithm. Comment, participate. We're going to read some of the best comments as we always do on these lives. Follow us on all the social medias at Halos in the Infield. And then thank you to our biggest sponsor. I don't know if Todd wants to go to the second one, but 714 tickets, use code HITI, HITI, for 10% off every single purchase. That isn't just for Angels tickets. I just bought tickets to Friday's World Baseball Classic game in Houston, and I used that code. So it works for more than just Angels tickets.
Yeah, and you can use it more over and over. You don't have to create a new account each time. It's free. So
yeah, you don't need to make a new email. You know what I mean? You sign up one time and HITI every single time for 10% off. And there's no fees. There's no fees. The price you see, that's the price you pay, Todd.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, finally, something free. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Now, what were your feelings, Fernando, when you heard what Arte Moreno said? Was it more like a kick in the pants? Was it slap to the face? Or were you just infuriated in general?
Well, my sentiments probably what most hardcore Angels fans thought. I the first thing I could think of was like this had to have been fake. You know what I mean? This had to have been sabotage. There's no way he would have possibly said that, especially verbatim. You know what I mean? I was like, I actually gave Arte the benefit of the doubt for once. I was like, they probably took him out of context. He was probably talking about something else. Because, I mean, Todd, look, we clown this guy a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way that either of us would have thought, hey, Artie's going to straight up say that Angels fans, their top five doesn't include winning. There's no way I would have thought that was accurate. Because how tone deaf do you have to be? If you're a fan of a team, and I mean a true devoted fan, you care about winning. Doesn't matter if it's the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Angels, the Lakers, you name it. If you're investing your time as a devoted fan, not a casual, and anyone who's listening to this podcast is a devoted fan. You wouldn't be giving your time to listen to us talk otherwise. You care about winning.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. When he first brought it up and he was saying safety is, and because again, like Randy brought out, he posted on our page, he said, where did you get your survey? I'm still waiting to see one. Even what's his name from the MLB network or ESPN said, I never got my freaking survey, like how do we know these even exist? And when it comes to safety, if you really think about it, and this is no slight to the workers that put in the hard time at Anaheim Stadium. They have to put up with a lot of young bucks, not as much as Dodger fans, but a lot of young people or middle-aged guys drinking. And if you look at the age, the average age of the staff of security at Anaheim Stadium is retired and older, and they have to deal with a lot. We have very few CTC security, off-site people that actually work there. It's not like Dodger Stadium where they're swarming with detectives. So my point is, if you really cared about security and safety, if that was your number one priority, then why do we have the oldest security police, whatever you want to call them, in the majors?
Yeah, I think whenever I go there in left field, right where the bullpens are, there's always one cop there. Most of the time, it's definitely not the fittest cop in Orange County, if you will. No offense. That, you know what I mean? Because like it was whenever I had season tickets, my season tickets were in right field. So, both of those entryways, right where the bullpen are and right where the right field ramp is. You know what I'm talking about? There's always a cop on each one of those. And yeah, like you said, it's always somebody who's old and retired, or it's probably the guy that was like, oh, Jerry, you got to go there again. And, maybe Jerry's new and just trying to earn his stripes type thing. You know what I mean? It's never like, like those fit cops that you wouldn't want to mess with. Like Todd and I can probably outrun these guys if I were to run in the field.
Yeah. I mean, the point is too, is I feel bad for them because again, Angel Stadium, if you're going to take a survey, and my dad even said this, when I brought up to him what Artie said, his exact words and the way that I talk sounds like him, it, but it sounds like this. He goes, well, Angel Stadium has always been safe. What the heck are they talking about? And to his point, exactly. Gene Autry days when I was there, safest stadium in SoCal. Disney, safest stadium in SoCal. It hasn't changed. It's not like, oh my God, Fernando, we got to beef up the security. There's stabbings in the parking lot. There's people being shot. Sometimes on TikTok, you'll see a fight break out in the stands, but that's because the old ushers can't get up those stairs fast enough. And it's like in the 500s, and you got two idiots that are just pissed drunk hitting each other. But that happens at every venue. So how is it like when he said it to me, it was a slap in the face, kick in the nuts, just insulting my intelligence. The fact that this fan base, even as honkish as it is, even the honks will say they want to win. I don't know where he came up with this safety crap.
Yeah. Now, the original argument for, let's just say you live under a rock, or maybe you just found us and you don't exactly know what we're talking about. So Arte Moreno was asked about, the product on the field. And Arte had said that they conducted a survey. Mm-hmm. And at this time, it wasn't known exactly where the survey was conducted. We have since found out that apparently, now you can vouch for this because you're one of the only people with an Angels podcast as a season ticket holder. So take that for what it's worth. Apparently, it was a season ticket holder survey.
Never got one.
Really? Okay. There have since been a couple of people, whether they're credible or not, who have said that they got a survey. But they said there was 0 questions about winning on the survey. Yep. Like 3 people. And yeah, there was nothing about winning. Yeah. So of course, when you ask me what my top priorities are, if winning's not an option, I mean, I'd still find a way to put it on there. If I got to send some smoke signals to send my carrier pigeon to the AMA 30 studios, we're going to find a way for Artie to know. But
yeah, I mean, like Halo Force over there on Instagram says, ask Halo Tees, because I'm sure he does have some insights on it too. But the fact of the matter is, we as fans are being like it's not as bad as you think, as some people say. But when it comes to the fans of the Angels, which we're getting crapped on because we don't have a good product. We want this team to win. I think we've said it several times. We don't need the goddamn promotions. I mean, growing up, there was maybe 6 or 7 promotions a season with the Angels. Now you're having them on every homestand, unless it's like the Yankees or Dodgers, because they know you will buy the tickets. There's no reason to give you something special to enter the stadium, but now they have to like prod at you to get you in there, give you free stuff. I think that was in the top 5 list. It was like, stadium giveaways. That's not, I mean, listen, a lot of us Angel fans don't consider ourselves purists. I mean, we do, obviously, but the Halo honks don't. Like they're like, oh, we enjoy the games and stuff like that. But again, I circle back. No matter how you feel about the team, no matter how long you've rooted for the team, no matter if you're a honk or not, a realist or just in the moment casual, everybody can agree that this game is played to win. It's like Herm Edwards from the Jets. You play to win the game. I mean, we don't play to be safe.
Yeah, we play for affordability. Light up the affordability.
And if you've noticed, the halo around the stadium hasn't been on in months, so he was supposed to keep that thing going too, and that thing kept burning out. So
well,
there you go.
You know what's not affordable? Paying your electric bill all the time. The same time. That's not affordable. In today's economy, leaving the halo on? You want me to do what? I was like, well, you want what? I thought you wanted $4 hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And look, Lazy Butt says we're so bad the Rockies broadcast is making fun of us. God damn, man.
The funniest thing is like, so that one girl, I forgot her name, maybe like Giovanna or something like that, like is like one of the field reporters for the Rockies, and people tune in and literally just make jokes that they're just watching because she's so pretty. Well, there you go. You don't even have that here, Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, you don't even get to watch the Angels on TV. You know what I mean? You got to watch the opposing team stream. You don't even get to see Erica Weston. Either part of her. You get what I'm saying? True fans know.
Yeah, exactly. The real ones know. Yeah, we haven't had any spring training baseball. There's no baseball contract for the Angels. He's asking you to pay $20 if that's the contract that we go with. I mean, that is really sad when again, a team that hasn't made the playoffs in over a decade is like, hey, you need to pony up a little more. It's like, no, you need to put some money into the freaking organization. And again, we will get to the latest news on the stadium. We have some big breaking news that I got from an inside source that I will be bringing to the light right now to talk about the stadium. But when it gets back to Artie, dude, the fact that, and I want to ask you about this because we shared Kevin Pillar's, his episode with, I guess, Przynski and his crew. I forget the name of that show. But my point to you, Fernando, they both said, including some people from ESPN, the league took note of what Artie said, and the MLB players took note, including the Angels. Do you think finally those are ramifications? Those are going to start, the ball rolling to, hey man, let's get this a-hole out of here.
So Randy set it up here somewhere up in the comments a little earlier in the show. He had said, you can feel like that all you want, but don't say it. And that's true. Do you mean to tell me that more than, I don't know, 12 owners truly care about winning in Major League Baseball? And Todd, I mean, truly care about winning. No, I would venture to guess that most owners don't. We compare ourselves to the Smurfs up to 5 a lot, but I think the reason why we hate them so much right now is because that ownership clearly cares about winning, right? Mm-hmm. Even south of the 5, you got the San Diego Padres down there, who for the greater part of the last half decade, at least since, the vid became a thing, they started caring about winning, right before Peter Seidler passed away. Now there's a lot of conspiracies that, well, he knew he was, on his last, near the end, so he wanted to spend some money and win. Regardless, you're surrounded by organizations that win in California. And the saddest part is really in this, 15 years, we've been the least successful baseball organization in the state of California. Say what you want about the A's, but the A's are already about to lap us, in my opinion. I mean, I think Randy already posted the previews for where we think. I think almost all of us think the A's are going to finish ahead of us this year. I think all but two of us said we were going to finish in 5th place. The point is, these other organizations either A, continue to win, or B, continue to have a strategy. And then you have the Angels. Hey, guys, I don't think winning is a top 5 priority to our fans.
Yeah, I mean, you have him speaking his nonsense. And again, like he says, at what cost does it take to get a winner? And I think that's, again, I mean, going back a few years ago, we talked about how big this guy's ego is and how he just can't stand the fact that we don't love him. You got to give somebody a reason to love you. You just can't walk into a room and expect everybody to be flashing those flash pictures from their phone, wanting selfies, wanting autographs, kissing your butt all the time. I don't know what universe he lives in. It just doesn't work that way. And he would get accolades had he understood that I got to put the right people in place to run this organization. I got to put enough money into scouting. I got to get a general manager that knows what he's doing. I got to allow him to make the decisions, whether he, it's sort of like, as an owner, you have to put that, like as a father, put the kid as the GM on the bike, say, hey, okay, I'm taking the training wheels off you go. If you succeed, I'm there to celebrate with you. If not, I'll pick you up when you fall, or I'll fire you and you won't ride the bike again. It's sort of like that. I mean, there's got to be something like that with a good owner. And sometimes you got to trust the people that you hire and then gloat off the fact that, hey, I hired the right people. I put the right people in place. They made the right decisions. We got a winner here. The fans are happy. And there you go. It's a big love fest. But when you do stupid crap like this, when you say dumb things, I mean, I, growing up, got to see the Clippers firsthand in my backyard, and we're like, boy, that's a pathetic franchise. At least none of my teams are like that. We're like the Clippers of the sports arena days, Fernando.
Yeah, and the worst thing is, at least the Clippers played in Los Angeles, right? Here's the thing. Artie wants the sex appeal, if you will, of playing in the greater Los Angeles area. And say what you want about Anaheim not being in Los Angeles. It's still close enough, right? We're not LA, but you are in that neck of the woods. So if you're going to claim LA, you have to play like an LA team. You have to market yourself like an LA team. Because say what you want about LA teams, but at least most of them are at the least relevant in pop culture. Say what you want about them not always winning, but at least they're always relevant in pop culture. Even like, 8 years ago, I don't watch a lot of basketball. Mm-hmm. The Lakers were not that good after, Kobe retired. They were pretty bad when they drafted Lonzo Ball, right? And they were still at least relevant in pop culture. That's my point. The Angels are not relevant. They're not winning. They're not marketing themselves properly. Arte Moreno, you are a marketing guy. This is right up your wheelhouse. I don't know how you can make the argument that winning isn't important, at least not a top 5 thing to fans. Look, I will give Arte Moreno this. Affordability currently, if you're a fan of the Angels, is number 1. And the reason for that, before you guys put out your pitchforks, is because this team clearly isn't a winner, right? So, yeah, I mean, Todd, would you want to go to Angel Stadium right now to see them play the Brewers and have tickets be $110 to sit up with the chickens in the nosebleeds?
Not at all. No, you have to entice me.
Exactly. Now, if it's Christmas in June, you'd probably spend $200. I know you, big Christmas in June guy, big country weekend fan, all that stuff. Todd is right there in the front row. He's like, oh man, a country singer I've never heard of.
I've got the mistletoe around my belt. Yes.
Well, just like that, Todd has been banned from Angel Stadium. Noble, 714 tickets all at the same time. The only place he might still be able to go to is Carl Strauss.
There you go.
Maybe Golden Road. I think they like that over there.
Oh, yeah. They don't mind that at all.
Yeah, a lot of friends to go over there.
But I think we need to make shirts that say safety first, or winning's not a priority. And fans need to win it or wear it, because, I mean, just like the Revolution in right field, which we're going to hook up again with John and the boys from Halo Boys.
Pause.
Yeah, I mean, these guys can start a revolution. We've tried to do it on our own here, but we need help from the Angels community. And it's going to come down to something like that, because, listen, I was talking to Halo Joe, and Halo Joe came up with a great point, and he was saying, hey, when and we've brought this up before too, when Frank McCourt owned the Dodgers, he, yes, was mismanaging the Dodgers left and right. They weren't at their best, obviously. And they got rid of him. The league got rid of him, and the owners said, hey, we need the Dodgers to be winners. You're an incompetent owner. And they just found the first bit of dirt, which was his divorce, and they got him the hell out the league as quickly as they could. Now, Artie has done far worse. And the league is like, nah, he's cool. Nothing to see here. I mean, if this was the LA market.
He's making money, though.
Yeah. If this were the LA market, though, Fernando, I just have a feeling Artie would have been gone. Like this is not the LA market. It's Anaheim. And that right there shows you why. Because if it was considered Los Angeles, they would be just like what the NBA had to do with the Clippers and said, okay, that dude said the N-word. He was mistreating women. He's got to go. The old owner of the Clippers. And not to say that Artie said the N-word, which I wish he did. Just saying.
Okay.
just to say so he can get himself out. But I mean, if there was anything to get him out, I wish he would participate. I mean, is he in the Epstein files? Is he with Diddy? Anything. Get him out, you know?
Yeah, all right. Randy, I need you to make me a graphic. Modern Sonic, real quick, just to address your question on the City Connect 2.0s. I've been informed that there won't be a City Connect drop this year and potentially not even next year. For what I've been told, Nike has not made any more round twos. Any team that's made a round two was designed by the team themselves. First round was Nike. Second set, you have to go to Nike and be like, hey, here you go. This is what we want. So, yes, the Dodgers actually thought the sprinkles looked good.
Yeah, and I was hearing some rumors that the same people that made the Ducks new transition jerseys, the Orange County ones, were also in talks with the Angels for their jerseys. I don't know where that went. I don't know if it stalled, or Fernando's onto something right there as far as they just decided not to unleash them, because it would have been great this season. But yeah, that's that's the news on Artie. We'll talk some more about Artie, but real quick, I want to pass along something about the stadium. I know some of you guys have been waiting to hear what's going to happen with the stadium. So, talking with a couple Anaheim City Council members, they have already had people go in to assess the stadium. They had iron workers, they had seismic people from Cal. I'm forgetting the name of that. It's not Cal State. It's something when they have the earthquakes, the geologists and all that stuff. I know I'm messing it up, but anyway, they came down there. They took a survey. They actually took samples, whatever that means. It's not like it's a living creature, but
they took some of the bolts.
yeah. They took some stuff. They tested all kinds of things because Caltech. There you go. Thank you, Archangel. But there was a lot of things that they found, which now they're going to give it over to an independent independent company to overview how much it's actually going to cost. Certain council members, and right now it's not like there's 2 or 3 or that Artie has his group. Certain council members are pushing, no matter what they come up with, that Artie has to pay for what is it, the damages or the repairs. And the estimates can be anywhere from 200 million up to $1 billion, depending on how bad everything is. So that could also, and say why the reason we're in the state that we're in. Now, the survey from the independent survey, and also all the experts and scientists and whatever, and Caltech, that will be done around June, late June or early July. That's the timetable when it will be done. And then we will officially know what the damage is. And then the process will then turn to the Anaheim City Council and the mayor, who's very outspoken. They had a meeting on the 18th that she wants to have Artie take responsibility. They're tired. Listen, the city only recoups, and this is in their own words, $450,000 a year for the Angels playing in the most pristine, outside of Disneyland, land that Anaheim owns. Anaheim owns that land. And the city of Anaheim makes so much money from Disneyland, yet they only make $450,000 a year from the Angels. That's nothing. And they are not charging Artie Moreno more than $1 for the goddamn lease.
Yeah, I think you can make the argument that the stadium itself and the area around it is probably the most valuable land in Southern California. Because think about it. I mean, you have 3 major freeways there. You're not too far away from the ocean. You have all those hotels around there. There is the opportunity for a lot of commerce. Disney's right there. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney would try to buy that land, maybe try to build some theme parks there. I mean, who knows? It's not that far.
Yeah. I mean, look, Courtney says Nick took Mason to Monster Jam this past weekend. There was literal rebar and concrete exposure. Such a safety hazard. And me and you have talked about it.
Safety is not important. It's only affordability, Courtney. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm only trying to keep you away from the other fans. If the building falls down, it's okay.
Yeah, was it affordable to get in there? That's all I care about. With the OGs, $5? No, it's 10. It's okay. $10 is the same thing.
Hey, I put money into more Kathy's cookies.
Yeah, so we thought that he said that winning isn't in their top 5. What if he actually said winning their only thing in the top 5, but like none of us could understand him?
Yeah.
Just saying. There's a chance. There's a chance we just misunderstood.
You see all that land that Artie wanted. You have people. You have also there's also news that the person that's he's a controller of land or something for Anaheim in the city of Anaheim. He's stepping down, and supposedly the guy that's going to replace him is a hard ass and wants the Angels, which is good for us in this case. He's a hard ass and he wants the Angels to finally pony up. So even if the stadium thing hit Hardy's way, he wants more money and taxable revenue coming from the Angels. He feels, and as much as the entire city council, that the Angels do not put in their own dues for being where they're at, getting the help they need from the city, because the city does provide a lot of stuff for Artie. And again, it's not like most owners in the league. He does not own that stadium, but he is responsible in the contract, the lease contract, of making the necessary repairs and adjustments. And that stadium, there's a clause, Fernando, that says that stadium has to be in pristine condition year by year. It doesn't seem to be too pristine to me.
Yeah, no, definitely not pristine. No. I wouldn't even think we're close to that word.
So, I mean, what do you think, Fernando? I mean, because that's about all the insights I got on it right now, other than, hey, we got another crucial date somewhere in June or early July.
I just think the stadium is a perfect representation of the organization right now, right? We've had some good memories. It's been the best of times. It's been the worst of times. But as of right now, the heart of it is in the right place, just like our fan base. But we're just waiting for a remodel, maybe even a relocation in Orange County. I don't exactly know. The sentiment here that a lot of people are commenting is, what are the odds that Artie Moreno would relocate this team? I have the same worries. If you want me to be extremely honest with you, this has John Fisher written all over it. I really do think it does. Now, the only thing that I can hope for is that Major League Baseball understands that this is a very good market for sports, right? Anaheim has never shied away from attending. I mean, the Angels, even though they're not winning, they still routinely get 2 million fans. We love baseball in Anaheim, in Orange County. The market wants to win, and people still go to the games even when they lose. There is other teams that would kill to have the fan base that the Angels have. There are devoted fans that follow this team day in, day out, losing season after losing season. We buy the merchandise. We pay for the tickets. This city is starving for a winner and just something to be excited about. This fan base doesn't even necessarily want to win. We just want a sense of direction right now. You and I have, since we started this network, we're about to celebrate 5 years in June. It feels like we're just spinning our wheels here, Todd. There is no direction. There hasn't been for 5 years. In 2023, when Perry pushed the chips into the center of the poker table and said, hey, man, we're going all in. And they got Lucas Giolito. They got CJ Cron. They got Randall Grichuk. Did those pan out? No, not even a little bit. But there was a sense of direction for once. At least they were going all in. At least they were doing something. I'm tired of the nonsense of, we're going to make some moves. It's just not going to be anything great. Tired of it.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part as a fan, because you do want to see a winner. You do want to see this team succeed. Now, I will say this, though. I will go the other way, how you say, oh, I think that the Angels are going to move at some point, or it has a John Fisher-like aspect to it. I don't think so, because it's taken over a decade for the A's to get to Vegas, and they still haven't broken ground on their stadium. They're still in flux.
That's not true. It's going vertical now.
But I mean, just the way that it is with Tampa too, because you heard the commissioner a couple of years ago said, hey man, we're not going to get into expansion or get to expansion and expansion's been waited on in the last 3 years. I think we all can agree expansion needs to happen. It will happen. We'll have 4 divisions of 4, blah, blah, blah. Right. But I don't think the Angels are a movable team. I just don't think so. I think that it would take too long. There's too much at stake. I think at that point, the owners will be like, okay, you can't lose another California team. And then where are you going to put the Angels? Really? You're going to move them to friggin' Tennessee? It's not going to work. We've been here too long. I don't see that either, bro. Like, I would see more of an expansion team or someone like that move. And then you got to think of it too. If it's going to take almost a decade, Artie's going to be gone by then. He's pushing 80 this year. So I don't see any kind of relocation. Plus, you got to pony up $500 million just to move. Yeah, he doesn't have that money, and where he's going to play, who's going to finance the new stadium, he's just not that rich. And I don't think he has people that'll because right now he's the type of dude that he's like, okay, I'm the owner. I'm not going to work with other people. Like the Dodgers have a freaking group. He just does. He doesn't work like that, man. So I just think if you instead of a move, you're probably getting a whole lot of mediocre baseball unless the league steps in.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays it really does take an ownership group to acquire the asset of a baseball team or a sports franchise in general. They're just too expensive nowadays, right? There is a small select group of people that can afford. I mean, what are the Angels probably going to sell for? I mean, Artie's probably going to push for $4 billion. I don't think he's going to get that.
He can get something close to that, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, Arte Moreno missed a golden opportunity to sell this team when he had the chance, right? He was surveying. Joe Lacob was interested.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's interested in the Padres. Apparently, the Seidler family is putting the what's it called? The terms in the contract that you can't relocate the team. That news is courtesy of Lee Haxall Hamilton. Check out his podcast, by the way, friend of the show. We love.
Yeah,
Lee.
I just emailed him. He is going to come on with us next week. I was going to tell you that, Fernando.
Oh, I always love having Lee on. But yes, yeah. So he was saying that the Padres ownership, whoever's going to acquire that organization, won't be allowed to relocate the team. Now, Brody Brazil has actually brought up that perhaps Lacob would have moved them back to Oakland, the Padres to Oakland. Mm-hmm. I don't know how feasible that would have been. Honestly, I think that's insane. But the point is, you can add that kind of verbiage in a contract if the day ever comes that Artie does decide to sell. I mean, it is inevitable. I think it's only a matter of time before he does sell. I mean, he's about to turn 80. His family doesn't want this. But if he sells it, he's got to pay more in taxes. If he passes on and his family acquires it, I think they can sell it and get out of a lot of that.
Yeah, I think who was bringing that up, where they'd save like $700 million or something like that if he were to pass, and just
somebody did. I think when we were recording last time.
Yeah, so I think right now I think the Angels are safe where they're at, but there could be the force of him wanting to move if he's got to flip the bill for the damn stadium. I think he dodged. He got hit, but he didn't. But he dodged the fatal bullet from the Skaggs deal. There's been so much bad publicity with Arturo Moreno over the offseason. And it gives you nothing as an Angels fan, because as we're walking into 2026, a season where this could be a season we don't watch baseball. If all goes wrong, we could, this season we're hanging on for an extra year because next year we're off, because you got the potential of that blowing up in baseball fans' face. So right now it's like you want to go into it positive. And we have talked about that going into our 5th year, as you brought up earlier, as being more of a positive source of Angels baseball news and coverage. But when Artie's like, hey, you guys want to be positive? No, take this. And he says something stupid. And then we don't have a TV contract. So at this time, the hardcore fans want to watch the spring training games. They want to see who's going to make the team. I want to see, if some of these guys have adjusted their swings, the new coaches. Like, I want to see it all, whether they're getting pounded like they did the first game or not. And we can't. Unless you have a streaming service that at least give you the road games, how are you supposed to watch this team? You know what I'm saying?
By watching the road teams, Ty.
I know, but you can't get Gubazal. You can't get Erica's eye. I mean, you lose it all.
What a shame. What a damn shame. The only 2 people that we know of was Lakem was confirmed. Lakem was with a group of about 25 a couple of years ago at a meeting in the upstairs press conference room where Social used to do his press conferences before the new press conference room that they built in the bottom. Mm-hmm. I think it's the one with the gray Angels logos all around the top. Sometimes you'll see that whenever the Angels are drafting, they'll be in there. They now call it their war room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Halo boys. They came in on Instagram. What's up, guys?
Oh, sweet. What's up, guys? The only kind of war that takes place in there is probably the war of not pooping yourself with the food that they probably give the press people. That's definitely a war that takes place, I would imagine. And then the owner of the LA Times, he was also rumored to be in on buying the team and did have extensive conversation with Arte Moreno.
Yeah, and like I said before, like this, it all comes down to the city of Anaheim. We talked about it. They have special meetings going to be brought up with the Anaheim City Council. I think in one of the comments earlier, that's why the Angels aren't part of the OC vibe. Well, they didn't want to work or have to put their money in to work with the Samuelis. I mean, the Samuelis are pretty much floating the goddamn thing by themselves. But they were asking just for the Angels to pitch in, put their fair share in, at least for their part of the land. And Artie's like, no, can't do that. So, the city's tired of it, dude. And then which is encouraging. Finally, and then what everyone said, the players have taken notice. The players union has taken notice about what he said about winning. No other organization, not even the Rockies, say that. They go out and get Chris Bryant, spend like $200 million. They're like, yeah, we're in this. But
somehow a worse contract than Anthony Rendon. Congratulations, Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't. But even the Rockies are like, hey, we're just playing here because we have a beautiful stadium and safety first. At least they lie to their fans and say, hey, we think we're going to be 3rd place this year. Sure, bud.
Let's run it back.
Yeah.
Let's run it back.
Is Suarez still available? One of those things.
Bring back Vinny Castilla.
Yeah, Stommy Gun says not even the White Sox say that. So, I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these teams say that with their actions. Actually, I don't know. I think the White Sox had a sneaky, I don't want to say good season, but they actually did something this offseason. Like, I actually don't think they're going to be a terrible team this year. I mean, will they still probably be in the bottom 10? Sure. But I can definitely see that they could potentially be good again in about 2-3 years.
They possibly could be better than us, like standings wise. Who knows? Because
honestly, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, because you made a good point in the other show, how many players the White Sox picked up, and they were like not premium players, but they're pretty darn good. So
yeah. I honestly, we have not done our season projections yet because I still want to see how the spring training goes, but. Man, I could definitely see us being on the bottom 3 in the league. I think this could be a very, very rough year. I hope I'm wrong. I am praying that I'm wrong to the baseball gods, and I'm praying to Arte Moreno that I'm wrong.
And it's the thing, too, as, the Angels have they just have so much more going than any of these other losing organizations. Like, I think Stommy Gun brought up the fact that, the White Sox have a farm system. The Marlins have a farm system. The Pirates, I think I was talking with another show Like the Pirates could win if they just adapt to, hitting the ball, playing with their strength because they have enough pitching, a wide open division. The Angels, if they were to play to their strengths, and some of these guys like Kyron Paris would come around, Nelson Rada, Christian Moore, those type of young players, Shawna gets better. You know what you got with Neto, Trout can catch up on those fastballs. This team could score some runs. Then maybe things could change. You have a decent rotation with a decent bullpen that could be competitive. But I think where me and you have been pissed off in the past is call a spade a spade. Like, don't say safety first. Just say, hey, we're going to rebuild. I think we could take that much better than as fans. If you're like, hey, we're going to gut a few players, you're going to miss a few stars, but hey, we got a plan. Next 3 or 4 years, we'll be back in it, baby. Back and better than ever, baby. But we've never gotten that in over a decade now. Not one time did they admit defeat and say, like, because even the Rockies, Marlins, Pirates, whoever, you name them, can come out there and say, you know what, we're just going to suck this year, but just you wait. We're doing this for a purpose. Artie's just like, safety first.
Yeah. And once again, I can live with that because there's a plan, right?
Yes.
Somebody here, Lazy Butts 99. Arte Moreno is the Jerry Jones of baseball, but at least Jerry doesn't say winning ain't shit. Here's the thing. Me and other Angels fans have compared. Todd has compared Arte Moreno to Jerry Jones before. I think that is a typical comparison. The biggest reason for that is because they're both owners that overstep, right? Difference is Jerry Jones at least doesn't hide it in the sense of what he's still the general manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, he truly runs the show. But the biggest thing is, say what you want about Jerry Jones, he always spends money. And I mean, I don't like Jerry Jones. My fiance's family loves him. But he at least cares about winning. They don't win, but he does try to win. Matt would probably say they want to win.
And they at least get close to or make the playoffs. They may get punked right away, but at least they get there, You know what? And I think hard hats, I think we should come in some hard hats. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, with a little halo on it. I think that'd be dope.
We should pass out yellow vests and a hard hat.
I have a sign that says, I'm just here for the safety.
Yeah.
Safety, you got to have the headphones so your ears, like, you know what I mean? Your ears don't hurt. You got to be like bubble wrap. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We got to be all in on the safety, folks.
And that's the thing,
you got to go in the bathroom with the buddy. You never know. What do the mean guys get you?
See, Botched comes on here, and that's the thing, man. He says about AM 830. And AM 830 is the propaganda prime minister, and that is Roger Lodge. He'll come out there, and it's just, whatever Artie says, it is beautiful. He's like, hey, guys, I used to ride my bike down to Anaheim Stadium. John Stamos is my best friend and lover, and Arte Moreno can never do wrong. This guy is amazing.
The win.
And the Halo honks are like, boy, you're right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Fernando, through this podcast and others, we can wake those people up because they've been in a decade of slumber. At some point, you got to wake up and smell the coffee, dude.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There's a lot of people who are like, you know what, we need a boycott this year, this, and that. Look, I will not tell you what to do. You guys have the ability to do what you want. But I don't necessarily think that a boycott will really work. I think it'll be much better for people to continue to just be vocal about it. Try starting a sell the team chant. Post on social media about how unhappy you are. I love that when the Angels won their first spring training game, all the comments were, hey, but was the game affordable? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what we need to do, because here's the thing. Nobody took them out of context. I thought they did, because I was like, there's no way Artie said this. But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, all we have is our word, right? Most valuable thing that somebody has is their word. Arte Moreno, like it or not, is the owner of this team. By default, he is the ultimate spokesperson. Does he have people below him that talk a lot more? Absolutely. Like you said, he has his propaganda prime minister, his propaganda puppet, if you will, Roger Lodge. And he's really, the voice of this propaganda machine. But the point is, when Artie says something, we all have to listen, right? And this is the one thing that I thought he would have never said, and he did. Now, I had a conversation with an old friend of mine. He played for the Angels, and he had said, you know what? A lot of players don't care about winning. Most players don't care about winning in major league locker rooms until September comes, until maybe even the dog days come in August. But he said most guys treat this like a job from spring to about that point. And that's when guys start to wake up. That's when guys start to say to themselves, all right, we need to turn it on here. And then once the playoffs come, he says that guys really start to get competitive. How true is that? I don't know. But I think we all understand that it is a job for them. We get that. But also, if you are one of those guys that want to win, this does, to an extent, have to offend you.
It should, because this is your livelihood, number one. And number two, you do want to put on for the fans. You do want to play good and play hard, at least if you're going by even what your friend says. Because when you do, you could tell. I mean, when a team starts to feel it and they start to believe, then they play a lot harder. So I think there is something to that. But it's like the Halo boys said. I mean, they turned off the comments on their social media for the Angels. They're just getting embarrassed. They're getting obliterated through the season. And I think the way I'm in agreement with you that you could strike back on the Angels is to chant sell the team, is to bring a sign, sneak a sign in there that says sell the team, to go in there. And, if you don't want to go to a game, just go for the plushie or whatever they're giving out and then leave. Don't stay for the game. Watch it on television if it's available. Listen to Terry Smith and his shark teeth on the radio. That's the best thing you could do right now. I mean, it's frustrating because, believe me, I'm one of those fans that, I do have season tickets, and you'll be like, oh, you're still going to go support that trash. It's like, man, I love this team. I wouldn't cover it. You wouldn't cover it if we didn't love it. We want what's best for it. We want it to win. Was there games I didn't show up last year? Yes. Was I too frustrated to go? Yes. But there was a lot of games where I just bit my tongue. I was like, we're probably going to get slaughtered, but I want to go see these guys because it's the love of the game. It's the chance and the hope that maybe tonight will be different. Tomorrow will be different. And that's what keeps us hooked, man. It's hard to stay away. Some fans can turn it off like a switch. Some can't.
I can't, man. I mean, nothing beats a baseball game on a crisp summer night, man. It's truly the best thing out there. Luckily, I mean, the Angels only come here 6 times a year, and at least, I'm watching technically the other team play the Angels. So, I mean, maybe that's a little better. Maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, look, I'm too devoted. Baseball is really the only sport I care about. You guys who have been on this page and have followed this page for long periods of time know that. Baseball is my life. So with that being said, I don't have any other outlet. I don't have anything else. So I can't stop watching this team. I can't stop supporting this team. I can't stop buying the merchandise. It's not because I'm a honk. It's just because baseball is what I have. Baseball is my outlet. Baseball is my escape after a long day at work. That's what puts me at peace. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that sentiment. I'm sure anybody who's listening to this, you love this team more than you'd ever care to admit, and more than any of us could possibly know. And that's why you're part of this community. So I would never encourage people to boycott. I don't think that's going to make a difference. Truly, I don't. Arte Moreno clearly is oblivious. I mean, so the best thing we can do is try to show up and show him that we're not happy. Hey, bro, we're still here because things are affordable, but we're not happy about it. You know what I mean? Because I think that speaking up is going to carry a lot more weight. But, I mean, you're on one side of the fence to the other. However you want to, quote-unquote, attack Arte, because obviously I can't tell you to physically attack Arte. Please don't. I mean, I don't like the guy, but I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him die.
Yeah, I look at it this way. I'll end my side on this is, this is a game that I grew up playing as a child. This is the first game I ever played. It's the first thing I ever watched with my dad. So many memories. Everybody has those core memories. I played the game at high levels. I got to the minors but couldn't succeed. But I'm living my life through these players that have, and I'm seeing the joy that the ones that do love the game, and I want to see this team win. And 2002 was euphoric, but I would like for us to get back into those mid 2000s where we were doing really, really good. And it was great, to see a winning franchise here and having an opportunity every year in the postseason. That's what makes you a fan. That's what gets you hooked. And as far as everything right now, I agree with you 100%. Show up and show out and make your voice heard. I think talking to the Halo boys the other night and John and his crew, last year's experience with them was amazing. It showed the fact that even in a losing season, the fans love this team. They care for this organization. They care for the SoCal area. They care for everything involved with the Angels. And the awesome, they were nothing but gracious to everybody. And it was a great vibe. People wanted to be a part of it. They took over a goddamn right field. That's huge. And I think one day with John and his guys that their names are slipping me, so I apologize. They could probably get the entire goddamn stadium to do it, which would be amazing. But that just goes to show you the love of this team and where it could go and how great it could be. And that's with a losing team on the field. Let's not even talking about if we get to the postseason. Maybe you see it just a bunch of Halo boys. You come down from Texas and we're there. We're waving towels. It could be that way again, or Thundersticks.
Yeah, if the Angels made the playoffs, I would make my way out there. You know what I mean? I normally go out there once or twice a year, but for sure. This organization wants to win. Artie, I don't know where you got your survey results from, but you might want to get a refund, pal. Maybe you went to like a Panera Bread and was like, hi, I have a question for you about the Angels. And people are like, walk away, sir. You know what I mean? Sorry, no soliciting. He was like knocking on people's doors. Hi, I like that. Hi, do you have a moment to talk about affordability? People like slamming the door on their face. Excuse me, sir. Have you prayed about affordability today? I think that's what was happening. I don't think there's any other excuse here. People are like, are you selling Girl Scout cookies? And he was like, yes. And they're like, really? Actually, no. I want to talk to you about affordability. And they're like, give him a thin mints. And they're like, shut the door on him. I think that's what was happening. There's no other excuse.
Yeah, I think maybe he said, hey, could you sign this? And it said, sign if you love safety and affordability.
Yeah, or it's like the people that like try getting you to like sign a petition outside like a store, and they tell you like it's for one thing, and then you like read the top and it says something completely different. You're like, what?
What I signed?
Well, yeah, what? Hey, we're trying to get money to like the underpaid teachers. People are like, oh, great, yeah, it's fine. I got no problem with that. And then it says on the top like rename Everett Carl's Jr. to Jackson 5 Burgers. You're like, wait, what? That's not what you told me.
Oh, real quick, Nate Hustle says, where are we at with a Neto extension? I'll just say this right now. He's under contract to 2030. However, he just switched agents to a East Coast agency, which I predicted that he is going to be wearing a Swaks jersey in Boston someday, or a New York Mets, or even, God forbid, a New York Yankees. Because unless ownership changes, I'd be shocked if he signs back here.
What if the Marlins, they have a bit of a core? What if they get good in like 2 or 3 years and he sounds like a short-term deal? Though he's from there.
Possibly. Who knows? I mean, maybe he does show love to Miami if Miami's got a winner going, because I doubt he would go there with the way the team is now. But it saddens me because I love Neto. Yeah. I think he's an amazing player and even a better ambassador to the game and what he does with his charity work, which we do have a charity thing if you want to check out Top Golf with him for Children's Hospital or Children's Hospital in Miami. He's actually doing a fundraiser for them over there in Arizona for spring training. So that's all I got, bro. You got anything else?
The last thing I'll say, I know we weren't going to talk between the lines. We'll say that for the next episode. But Reed Detmers, terrible outing. There's going to be a lot of people. So I made the tweet saying, look, this is why you can't promise guys spots, because Kurt Suzuki promised that Reed Detmers was going to get a spot. But guy didn't throw, I think it threw one single first pitch strike to start an at bat. He challenged it, and they called it a ball, but it was definitely a strike. So technically, he only threw one. Reed Detmers' biggest issue was always first pitch strikes. He always used to get behind the batter, and that's why he was always getting bumped in the 4th or 5th inning. Kurt, this is why you can't promise starting spots to guys just yet. Was it only the first start? Yes. Is it so early in spring? Yes. Am I an idiot? Yes. But I know how spring works. If Todd worked on a new knuckle curve, your first, 2 or 3 spring training starts, Todd's just going to go out there and throw the knuckle curve. You know what I mean? For three innings each time. Because that's the point of spring training. I'm not an idiot. I know how it works. But with Reed Demers, you would think the biggest issue they told him was attack, attack, attack. He didn't do that. So it's still early. I'm hoping he figures it out. But yet another thing this organization did wrong.
Yeah, I'm not going to start worrying until another 2 weeks if these outings continue, because this is where a lot of guys are going to try to sneak their way onto the roster. So they're going to be challenging these vets and these guys that supposedly have their ownership of that roster spot. So we'll see, man. It'll be interesting because we'll see who really wants to play and who doesn't. So,
and real quick, Randy, because he's asked a couple times about the stadium news. It was that the city of Anaheim has already begun to do their investigations in the stadium. They involved some surveyors. What was it?
Caltech.
And that they have already started to notice some issues.
Iron worker specialists.
Yep. And that they're going to be doing even further digging, if you will. Not physical digging, but investigating further in June. And in June, we should probably have a much, much bigger idea of the extent of the issues happening. But I would imagine they have to be pretty substantial. I mean, this stadium's 60 years old this year.
Yeah, and the city is looking.
Hey, Halo Joe would know better than me, but yeah, this is 60 years, right?
It should be.
It was 66 that the stadium was built. Oh, there you go. You son of a bitch. Happy, not you, the stadium. Happy birthday. I know that's coming up soon.
And the city is looking to stick it to Artie, so they're going to try to make him flip the bill. So that's the big news. So we'll see. Halo Boys say, please just put some urinal stalls in there so we can flush, please.
Yeah, Artie's gonna I was gonna say Artie's gonna go to Goodwill and find some old school troughs. 100% like it's gonna happen. He found some. Hey boys. Hey Halo boys. I found this used at the Goodwill.
Thanks, DJ, for chipping in right there. You two can drop in a little donation for the stuff we got coming up. By the way, real quick, if you haven't had Mezzo's wings, man, big news. They're going to be at our first tailgate in game 2 of the season. So look for them, dude. You're going to have deals on some wings, onion rings, fries. We're going to have drinks. It's going to be nice, dude. Yeah. So look for us under the big A. I'll have more details with that. There's going to be shirt giveaways, all kinds of stuff there for game 2 of the homestand. So look forward to that.
Joe, you do that on your own free will, okay? Hey, did you see the video about the girl at, was it Supercross a couple weeks ago? She was in the 500s and she was literally urinating on her seat.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing. This is what happens when you let Dodger fans in the stadiums, folks.
Right. Let's see. Also, Halo 4 says, we are going to have a tailgate. He's over there on Instagram. That's game 2 of the homestand against the Mariners. That Saturday. Mezzo's is the best wings in town. We got them coming out. We're also going to do a watch party at Noble L Works for game 2 of the season. There too, which I believe is a Saturday or a Friday night, one of the two. So the Halo boys will be there. We got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to start advertising this stuff in a week or two, and then we'll have more dates available, giveaways. It's going to be fun time for the family. I'll have my the cornhole over there, all kinds of games. So it should be all fun. So
okay, well there you go. You heard it here first, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends what we got going on over here. That's all we ask. No crazy, joining the button, anything like that. Just we ask that you like the stream, give us a 5-star review, follow us on the social medias at Halos in the Infield, and follow our friends that we interact with in the Halos in the Infield umbrella. Randy is Randy's page, Catella Chronicles, Vince Angels _Cowboy, the Halo Boys, all of our friends. There's a lot of great Angels content creators, guys. Let's have some fun this year. You know what I mean? We're getting closer to the year. And, hey, starting next week, Todd's going to be doing some post-game shows for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, I can't wait for that, man. Go USA, man. Let's it's going to be a fun tournament. 20 teams this year in the WBC, so it should be really fun. We'll do some post-game after every USA game.
Yep. You guys know where to find us. Have a good night, everybody, and a good day, whatever time to listen.
We'll see you.
Thank you all for watching the Halos in the Infield podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe on your way out.